There's a guy on the 49ers roster who could end up being one of the biggest surprises of the entire season. And almost nobody's talking about him. It's wild. The spotlight's shining everywhere else. On returning stars, big-name rookies, trade rumors. But right beneath the surface, there's this quiet storm building. And if you blink, you might miss it. But someone out there already put it on record. This guy might be the breakout player of the year for San Francisco. And you know what? That prediction might not be crazy at all. Before we dive into him, though, there's another name I gotta bring up. Because while one guy might be quietly rising, another has already climbed the mountain and planted the flag at the very top. I'm talking about Fred Warner. And let me just say this. Fred Warner is not just great. He's historically great. I know. That sounds like the kind of take you hear every offseason when everyone's hyping up their guy. But this one's backed up. It's not just fan talk anymore. Executives, coaches, scouts across the league, they're all saying the same thing. Fred Warner isn't just one of the best linebackers in the game today. He's the best. Now, if you've ever been to Levi's Stadium and walked through the 49ers Museum, you've seen the legends. Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Dave Wilcox. These are the names carved into franchise history. So where does Fred Warner fall on that list? That's the question. Because the numbers, the consistency, the leadership is all there. ESPN just dropped their annual positional rankings, built off conversations with league insiders, guys who know what greatness looks like. And Warner, he dominated the voting for off-ball linebackers. More than 80% of first-place votes went his way. That's not just a win, that's a landslide. And here's the kicker. He did a huge part of that last season battling through a broken ankle. Yeah, let that sink in. A broken ankle. He still showed up every week. He still made the plays. He still captained that defense like a general. While some teammates were falling short or missing time, Fred was out there putting on a clinic. One of the best defensive coaches in the league said it flat out. Warner's always had elite range, elite instincts, elite coverage ability. But now? He's hitting harder. He's shedding blocks better. He's more physical. He's still the best in the league in coverage, but now he's even better in the trenches. That's terrifying for anyone on the other side of the ball. 3 straight seasons with over 130 tackles. 3 years in a row with 7 or more pass deflections. Back to back. Seasons forcing multiple fumbles. He's not just consistent. He's evolving. He's durable too. In 7 seasons, he's missed only 1 game. 1. He's the kind of player every coach dreams of building a defense around, and the rest of the league is finally catching up to what 49ers fans have known for years. Fred Warner is special, and just when you think he's peaked, he comes out and says, "You ain't seen nothing yet. I'm just getting started." That was back in April. And when a guy with that resume says something like that, you listen. But all right, let's shift gears back to the sleeper story. Because while Fred Warner might already be sitting on the throne, someone else is quietly climbing the stairs, and it's time to start paying attention. That guy, Jacob Cowing. Now, if you're a hardcore fan, maybe the name rings a bell. But for most people, he's just the other guy behind the bigger names like Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, and Deebo Samuel. Even casual memes out there are sleeping on him, joking about how he's too small or how he's only 5'8". 5'9", depending on where you check. But what they're missing is what this dude brings when the ball is snapped. We're talking about speed, real speed, 4.3 second 40 kind of speed, slippery, elusive, gadget type speed that makes defenders look foolish. And he's not just fast, he's dangerous. One of the best cornerbacks on the 49ers roster, the Amador. Lenoir literally said last year that Cowing is ridiculously hard to bring down. That when you think you've got him, you don't. That's what a guy who faces him every day in practice had to say. And now, someone in the media is finally putting respect on his name. Victor Ford from The Athletic named Jacob Cowing as his pick for San Francisco's breakout player of 2025. That's not nothing. That's someone planting a flag early. And if you look closer, the pieces are all there. Pearsall was the high-profile rookie, sure. But he's coming off a hamstring issue and already missed 6 games last year. Ayuk's returning from injury. 2. Jawan Jennings is dealing with contract stuff. Suddenly, the wide receiver room isn't as clear-cut as it looks on paper. And that opens the door wide open for someone like Cowing. The 49ers coaching staff already likes his toughness, his yards after catch potential, and his willingness to take on gadget plays. Plays that were once tailor-made for a guy like Debo. Samuel, they had Cowing putting in extra work all offseason. He's added weight to his frame. He's been training directly with Brock Purdy. He's been showing up in workouts, showing out in drills, and showing that he wants it. But here's the deal. Training camp is where it needs to happen. This is the moment. You can bulk up. You can run drills. You can get those off-season headlines. But if you don't bring it when the pads go on, none of it matters. Kyle Shanahan doesn't hand out trust easily. You've got to earn it, especially at wide receiver, especially in this offense. And Cowing knows that. Still, you look at what he's bringing. Raw speed, clean routes, after-catch juice, and now added size to take more physical plays. And it's hard not to imagine a role for him. Not as a full-on Debo clone. That would be a stretch. But in that gadgety get him the ball in space kind of role, he could thrive. It's similar to what we saw Kansas City do early last season with Xavier Worthy. Throw him into a jet sweep. Let him hit the edge. Make defenses respect the horizontal game. Worthy wasn't a full-blown WR1, but that speed, that was a weapon. Cowing has that same kind of weaponized quickness, and if Shanahan decides to unleash, things could get interesting real quick. Now, there's a caution here. His frame still isn't built for taking the kind of punishment Debo took over the years. He's not the thick body tank that can barrel through linebackers. You don't want him taking those hits over and over, but used the right way as a chess piece in motion, a threat that stretches defenses, he could be exactly what this offense needs, while guys like Ayuk and Pearsall get back to full strength. And speaking of wide receivers, Jawan Jennings is still in the mix. But that situation's getting more and more interesting. Multiple teams have reportedly asked about his availability. And the 49ers? They're standing firm. No interest in trading him. They know what he brings. That big body. That fight for extra yards, that toughness in clutch situations. He might not be flashy, but he's reliable. But here's the thing. Jennings is in the final year of his contract. He and his agent are trying to secure more guaranteed money. And honestly, who can blame them? He's earned it. He did a lot of dirty work last season, and he knows his value in his system. The challenge, as always, is finding that middle ground. Because letting him walk or trading him might open up some cap space, sure. But replacing a veteran like that won't come cheap. Every other agent out there knows if the 49ers are in the market for a vet WR, they've got leverage. Prices go up. And that's not a road you want to go down right before the season starts. So the 49ers are going to have to get that deal done. Sooner rather than later. They need Jennings. He knows it. They know it. It's just about making the math work. And just as all of this is going down, rookies are starting to arrive. 7 days away from full-on training camp, but for the rookies, the journey's already begun. Guys like CJ West, Isaiah Nayor, Upton Stout, Jordan Watkins, Connor Colby, and Jordan James. There's a buzz building around some of these names. And then there's Alfred Collins, this guy, a beast, straight up physical monster, drafted to bring some nasty to the line. And yet he's still unsigned. And he's not alone. There are 30 rookies from this year's draft who still haven't inked their deals. It's a weird situation. Not technically holdouts, but more like silent standstills. The whole second-round market is frozen. And the longer it goes, the weirder it gets. And now weird rumors are starting to swirl. Like with Shamar Stewart over in Cincinnati. Some say he might just go back to college for another year. That he's unhappy with his deal. That's the kind of stuff that creates ripple effects. And for guys like Collins, it's not ideal. You want to be on the field. You want to be with the team. You want to prove yourself. But until the market sorts itself out, everything's on pause. Still, it's hard to imagine 30 players just walking away from the league. These are their dreams. This is their chance. And when that first domino falls, when the first deal gets done, you can bet the rest will follow quickly. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers are swirling around the NFL after what appears to be a bombshell development from the San Francisco 49ers. Reports have emerged suggesting that star running back Christian McCaffrey is facing a 2-year suspension following a confirmed doping violation, though the franchise itself has yet to issue a formal statement. While nothing has been made public by the NFL or the team, several insiders claim that a failed test involving a banned substance has led to this drastic disciplinary action. If confirmed, this would mark one of the most stunning falls from grace in recent NFL history. McCaffrey, known for his discipline, elite conditioning, and squeaky clean image, has been the cornerstone of the 49ers offense and a leading MVP candidate in recent seasons. The possibility of him missing the next 2 years sends shockwaves not only through the San Francisco locker room, but across the entire league. Sources close to the situation suggest the team was informed of the positive test results several weeks ago and has been working quietly with legal teams and the league to manage the fallout. Some believe the 49ers have already begun planning for a future without McCaffrey, though officially they're keeping their cards close to the chest. It's worth noting that while the NFL maintains a strict anti-doping policy, suspensions of this length are relatively rare, usually reserved for repeat offenses or use of particularly serious substances. That has led many to question the nature of the alleged violation and whether this might be part of a larger, still developing story. Fans have flooded social media with disbelief and speculation, some defending McCaffrey as a victim of a mistake or misunderstanding, while others are already pondering the long-term implications for San Francisco's Super Bowl aspirations. For now, the only certainty is uncertainty. Is the league about to lose one of its brightest stars for 2 full seasons? Or is this just another off-season storm destined to pass? As the rumor mill spins faster, all eyes now turn to the 49ers, front office and the NFL headquarters, waiting for an official word on whether one of football's most respected names has truly crossed the line, or if this is merely the beginning of a much deeper saga. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.